Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's backstage face-off at a private boxing event has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Tensions escalated quickly when the two squared off ahead of their highly anticipated November 15, 2024 fight. Jake, known for his trash talk and love for viral moments, took it too far this time. He mocked Tyson's age, calling him washed up and claiming that the YouTube generation would soon dominate boxing. Tyson, clearly fed up with the taunts, snapped. Before security could intervene, the legendary boxer lunged at Paul, throwing punches and sparking chaos. The backstage brawl between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was far more than a heated argument. It turned into chaos. What started as a tense face-off at a private event in Orlando quickly spiraled, with Jake taunting Tyson and soon finding himself dodging the boxing legend's furious punches. Moments earlier, Jake was full of confidence, but as Tyson charged, the panic on his face was undeniable. Fans weren't surprised when news broke of these two sharing a room, knowing something big would go down. With both Tyson and Paul being massive names in boxing and entertainment, there was no chance the encounter would end quietly. Now, the question is, how serious was the brawl, and what does it mean for their highly anticipated November 15th fight? Jake Paul rolled in doing what he does best, dripping in swagger with his signature cock.
Orlando, we're here, baby. Time to handle business. Let's go!
He grinned. Dressed to the nines and wearing shades indoors, he was clearly ready to make a scene. You could see it on his face. He had a plan to stir up trouble, grab headlines, and get people talking. Classic Jake, right? He wasn't there to make peace or exchange pleasantries. His goal was to push buttons, and Mike Tyson was in his sights. As soon as Jake and Mike came face to face, the tension was palpable. It was one of those moments where you just knew something was about to go wrong. Fans watching the live event were already on the edge of their seats. What was supposed to be a simple face-off to promote their November bout quickly turned into something else because, of course, it wouldn't be a Jake Paul event without him taking things too far. The trash talk started as expected. At first, it was the usual back and forth hyping up the fight, boosting those pay-per-view sales, anything to get more attention. But Jake, being Jake, didn't know when to stop. He kept pushing and poking at Mike, trying to provoke the boxing legend. And boy, did he get a reaction. Jake started jabbing at Mike's age, calling him past his prime, and boasting about how he was the new face of boxing. That's when things escalated, and Jake got more than he bargained for. Jake Paul pushed his trash talk to the extreme, claiming the YouTube generation would take over boxing, and even calling Mike Tyson washed up, probably the last thing he should have said. At first, Tyson remained calm and composed, standing there with that deadpan look he's mastered over the years. But anyone watching could see Jake was getting under his skin, and when a guy like Mike Tyson, known for keeping his cool, starts to crack, you just know something bad is about to go down. The moment Jake crossed the line, it was game over. In a split second, Tyson's expression changed, and before anyone could blink, he snapped. Tyson lunged at Jake, throwing his signature punch with such speed that even the security team couldn't react in time. Jake, who had been laughing and full of swagger just moments earlier, suddenly found himself dodging for his life. The cockiness vanished as he desperately tried to escape Tyson's fury, but he wasn't fast enough. Tyson managed to land a solid punch, and if you spot Jake sporting a black eye anytime soon, you'll know exactly where it came from. The room erupted into chaos as security rushed in from all directions, pulling Tyson back and separating the two before things escalated further. Fans at the event were left in shock, with some even pulling out their phones to capture the madness. Tyson's outburst left everyone buzzing, wondering how this brawl will affect their upcoming fight. Some fans pulled out their phones, while others just stood there, stunned, trying to process what had just happened. Jake? He wasn't looking too good. His face went from confident to panicked real quick, and who could blame him? When Mike Tyson throws punches, it's serious. The problem child tried to play it cool afterward, but let's be real, he looked rattled. You could see him touching his face, checking for damage, trying to act like it was all part of the show. But it wasn't. Tyson wasn't playing games, and Jake's usual antics had finally pushed the wrong buttons. And it didn't end there. Right after the brawl, Jake took to Instagram to unleash his unfiltered thoughts. It wasn't long after the chaos in Orlando that he posted a series of Instagram stories where it seemed like he was completely losing his mind, venting to his followers about the wild incident. Jake Paul went on a full-blown rant, posting story after story on Instagram, swearing he's going to take down Mike Tyson on fight night. With the camera inches from his face, Jake's usual smirk was gone, replaced by pure determination. He fired off lines like, "Why all think Mike Tyson's some invincible legend? Nah, he's washed, and I'm about to prove it." But Jake didn't stop there. He doubled down, calling Tyson old news and claiming that their fight on November 15th would mark the beginning of the end for the boxing legend. He even bragged about how his generation is changing the game, saying Tyson's time has come and gone. "These boomers don't even know what's coming," Jake said, sounding more hyped than ever. He's convinced that he's about to make history by defeating Tyson in the ring, and he's not backing down from his bold claims. Let's be real, fans weren't exactly buying what Jake Paul was selling. The comments on his Instagram stories blew up with people trolling him hard. Some wrote things like, "Bro, you barely survived the face-off. What makes you think you're surviving the fight?" Others reminded him that Tyson's punches aren't just for show, with one user hilariously commenting, "Can't wait for Jake to do a reaction video from the hospital bed after Mike's done with him." The internet was brutal, and Jake's confidence wasn't winning many people over this time around. But Jake? He didn't care. He thrives on this kind of attention. The more people doubted him, the louder he got, completely in his element. He continued taunting Tyson, making bold claims.
To go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight, so yeah. What about that, dog? I was ready before. You needed a little break. Your tummy hurt? Your tummy hurt still? History, this is what it's all about for me, man. I'm a kid from Ohio.
That he'd knock him out cold on fight night. November 15th, I'm going to be the guy who retires Mike Tyson once and for all, Jake declared in one of his stories, staring straight into the camera like he's ready for war. Even though Jake Paul was hyping himself up, you could see a hint of insecurity behind his eyes. The reality of facing a living legend like Mike Tyson was starting to sink in, but Jake kept doubling down, hoping his confidence would carry him through. He kept repeating, "I'm the problem child, I was born for this," like saying it over and over would make it true. It was wild to watch, and Jake's followers were eating it up, whether they were laughing at him or cheering him on. Tyson, though, didn't even flinch. It was clear he knew exactly what Jake was trying to do and wasn't going to give him the satisfaction of a reaction. With decades in the game, Tyson knows how to handle trash talkers like Jake. While Jake was losing his cool, Tyson stayed calm, watching Jake dig his own hole. But make no mistake, Tyson is not someone you want to underestimate, no matter what Jake's saying. Underestimating Mike Tyson, especially in the ring, is a huge mistake. Jake might have gotten under his skin with all the trash talk about Tyson's health, but come fight night, Tyson's going to let his fists do the talking. Jake's brash personality once again landed him in trouble, because hype wasn't the only thing he walked away with after the brawl. Turns out, he was actually hurt. The YouTuber-turned-boxer had to be rushed to the hospital, where things didn't go quite as planned for him. Hype for Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson is already off the charts, and after this wild face-off, it's only gotten crazier. Tickets are selling like hotcakes, and people can't get enough of this matchup. And let's not forget Tyson gave Jake a sneak peek of what's to come when he landed that punch during the face-off. Stars are buzzing, and the internet is blowing up with predictions, memes, and theories. Everyone's wondering, is Jake really ready to face a fighter like Tyson, or is he about to get wrecked? This fight is about to be next level, and with all the drama leading up to it, anticipation is through the roof. So what do you think? Drop your thoughts about this recent brawl in the comments below, and let me know how you think this fight will play out. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time, peace out.